Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today we talk about a little bit of metal that is made by professional guitarists. That is those who went to for and Institute of Musicians and Guitar Players Professionals. This is real progressive skilled technical metal by an instrumentalist who is known by Dustin Behm. Dustin Behm and his debut album called The Beyond actually came out in 2017. It's a one-man project that it's kind of a side project thing. Made all the guitars, keyboards, drum machines, just everything by this man himself, who is, like I said, a skilled guitar player and did his studies somewhere on those Californian music institutes, in order to be real, highly talented, highly schooled professional guitar player. Now, there's no need to talk about these other bands. They are not the topic of this video, nor they are that big bands that they actually need worth mentioning. Instead, we focus fully on this album, The Beyond. So it's more than 45 minutes of guitar playing. That and other instruments which are basically just to fill the background, create some noise, ambience and whatnot. Not so much noise since it's all actually pretty nicely done. There are some keyboard elements which are to complement the guitars. There are drums which are of course essential parts of metal music, and that's basically what there is. Now everything gravitates around the guitars, be it solos, riffs, or leads, whatever. Those guitars are the reason why this album exists. For the first few minutes, or maybe even first few tracks, it doesn't really bother me, or maybe most of the listeners, that there are no vocalists, there are no lyrics, there are no song parts, it's just guitar playing. And as such, it's actually quite nicely done album, because eventually if it would be really a big kind of a missing thing, it would start sucking at already during the first track. However, Dustin is the man who understands that you need to have certain structures, but also you need to have these kind of gimmicks, which are important thing if you are focusing your music solely around certain instrument, in this case guitar. Now, there are some flaws which actually makes this album quite a marginal release. The thing is, even if you are really like highly talented guitar player, like the best of the world or whatever, you still need those riffs to go with. You need some solos or leads that or melodies, whatever, that just make the album worthwhile listening to. And for some time, that this album actually makes it all worthwhile. But maybe more than 45 minutes is a little bit too much. I'd say the killing point comes around 30-35 minutes, and then I'm like, okay, I've had enough of this instrumental thing. Now, like I said, Dustin is really skilled in what he does. He has great riffs and all that stuff, but to be honest, he is no Chuck Schuldiner or one of those great guitar players who make all these technical things very interesting at the same time as being progressive and also having kind of extreme metal parts. Now, not everything on this album is in fact extreme, but there are clearly some points, ideas, whatever, which actually remind me of more, say, progressive kind of extreme metal, death metal and so forth. Everything, from production to a just overall feeling is right there. But to be honest, the lack of vocals is definitely causing some of the problems with this album. Like I said, it's not as catchy as it could be with, full-blown chorus parts and type of sing-along parts, maybe some nice lyrics and all that stuff. Now, to me, it seems this is more like a showmanship of like a one-man show, basically. Let's just show how these guitars, whatever they can do. It's like a YouTube guitar player video, but on a CD. So, as such, it leaves me a little bit puzzled and undecided whether this is totally a good idea or maybe this is just waste of time and money. But to be honest, I still rather like this than not like. I mean, It's skilled and it's quite nice to listen to. Maybe it's just maybe a little bit too much, and maybe because of some kind of power metalish things over there, and you know, it might be too much for those who are just progressive metal, progressive death metal, and whatever. And then again, people who are more into kind of easy to listen kind of metal music, this ain't their cup of tea. But certainly, if you are into guitar porn, and not so much drum porn here, if you are into all that instrumental technicalities and ways how guitar can be a very, very cool instrument, definitely check this one out. You got nothing to lose basically by checking out the samples. Hope this gives you some insight into the album. So see you next time and take care.